it's your call. To me, this feels very different to turning on a game and having the absolute first thing you see be a bunch of different modes that can fundamentally change how the game plays. That's not a bad thing necessarily, but it can be weird, like how Fire Emblem Awakening gives you the option to turn off one of the key aspects of the franchise, permadeath, before you've even started playing. In comparison, here's how Tom Francis dealt with permadeath in his game, Heat Signature. So initially he was reluctant to get rid of it, saying, "I'm not going to completely remove permadeath. It would be a totally different game and one that generates less interesting stories overall." But then said, maybe that's not the right question. It's not would the game be better without permadeath, it's can we help the players who hate it? And so he made it optional in the game's first major update, but like Darkest Dungeon, he buried it in the options and explained its purpose with a clear label that reads, "We don't recommend doing this unless permadeath is really spoiling the game for you. It leads to less interesting stories and less variety." Tom says it was important to explain that this is not a normal option because I don't want players to feel like they're being asked to design how the game should work. Oh, I like that. That's a good way to put it. I should steal that. Another interesting solution came from Soma developer Frictional, who were inspired by that Wuss Mode mod, which makes the player invisible to enemies, and turned it into an official part of the game. The in-game mode has slightly different enemy behaviours. They notice you but they don't hurt you, and it's now called Safe Mode. Language is important, after all. More on that in a bit. Frictional's Thomas Grip says he actually considered releasing this sort of mode at launch but chose not to, telling PC Gamer, "We skipped it because we wanted to focus on delivering a certain kind of experience, and we wanted to have a clear message on how exactly the game was supposed to work. Specifically, the underwater world of Soma needed to feel oppressive and scary